The story begins in Italy, where we see a gangster named Lorenzo traveling with his son to his winery. Along with being a gangster, Lorenzo also runs a wine business. But as soon as he arrives at the winery, he is shocked to see dead bodies lying everywhere, brutally killed. Lorenzo notices one of his men, who looks terrified. He tells his son to stay in the car and walks inside with a gun. His man tells him that the one who did all this is still inside. As they enter, Lorenzo is stunned seeing the bodies and wonders how a single person could kill so many people. Inside, he sees a man calmly sitting on a chair. His name is Robert. He is the one who killed everyone. One of Lorenzo's men is already pointing a gun at Robert's head, but surprisingly, Robert shows no fear at all. Lorenzo questions him, asking how he managed to get here and what he wants. Robert replies that Lorenzo has stolen something that doesn't belong to him and tells him to return it. Lorenzo responds arrogantly, saying that Robert may have reached here, but now he will leave only as a dead body. Hearing this, Robert gets angry and tells Lorenzo that he has only 9 seconds left before he kills him. As soon as the 9 seconds are over, Robert suddenly attacks and takes down all 3 men. After that, Robert takes a key from Lorenzo and walks outside. There, he tells Lorenzo's son to stay quiet in the car. As Robert moves ahead, the boy suddenly shoots him. Even after being injured, Robert tells the child to run away from here. Wounded, Robert somehow gets into his car and drives off, but after some distance on a highway in Sicily, he loses consciousness. During this time, a local police officer named Gio arrives there. Seeing Robert's condition, he understands that this is not a normal attack, but something related to gangsters. So he takes Robert to a doctor he knows. Then we meet Dr. Enzo, who removes the bullet from Robert's body and treats him. After some time, Robert regains consciousness. Enzo tells him that a police officer brought him there. Robert tries to get up from the bed and says he wants to go home, but Enzo asks him to rest. After a few days, Robert's condition improves, and he steps out of Enzo's house. Enzo tells him that he can explore Sicily City for some time. So Robert goes out and sits in a cafe to have coffee. There, he neatly places some tissue papers on the table because he likes cleanliness and order. A waitress named Amina serves him coffee. Meanwhile, Gio arrives at the cafe with his daughter Gabriella. Gio checks on Robert and returns his car keys, saying that whatever happened to him is not something that happens to an ordinary person. He also mentions that he checked the items in the car, but doesn't want to know who Robert really is. At the same time, we see a CIA office, where an officer named Emma is working on her computer. Suddenly, she receives a call from Robert. He informs her about Lorenzo's winery. Emma asks who he is and why he is helping them, but Robert simply replies that he is just a responsible citizen and tells her to send a CIA team to the location immediately. Emma realizes that the man she is talking to is not an ordinary person because he has managed to find Lorenzo's location, which even the police couldn't track for so long. After giving the exact location, Robert cuts the call. Emma then uses satellite cameras to confirm the winery's location and informs her senior officers. The next day, we see Robert slowly starting to connect with people in the city. At night, when Robert is sleeping, he keeps remembering how brutally he killed those people at the winery, which makes him very disturbed. The next day, at the cafe, he notices that the owner hands an envelope to a man named Marco, who is known for collecting protection money and harassing people. Meanwhile, Amina serves Robert coffee and starts talking to him. Gradually, a friendship develops between them, and slowly the people of the city also begin to know Robert. One day, while walking through the streets, Robert sees Marco inside Angelo's shop, where Marco is demanding money. Since Angelo's business isn't doing well, he doesn't have the money, and Marco starts beating him badly, warning that he will return next week to collect double the amount. As Marco leaves the shop, he notices Robert and stares at him for a moment, but says nothing and walks away. After this, we see Marco and his men go into the city of Naples, where his older brother Vincent lives. Vincent is a powerful gangster feared by everyone. In one scene, Vincent is trying to force a man to sell his apartment, but when the man refuses, Vincent's men kill him on the spot. Later, Vincent tells Marco to collect as much money as possible because he is planning something big. On the other side, Robert visits Angelo's shop again to buy fish. Amina is also there and helps him choose the best fish. When Robert tries to pay, Angelo refuses, saying that he is their guest and they cannot take money from him. Meanwhile, at Lorenzo's winery, Emma and her entire team arrive and discover a huge amount of drugs and illegal money. Her boss, Frank, is shocked that they never knew about this place before. He tells Emma to find out everything about the person who gave them this information because he might have more valuable intel. At the same time, Enzo checks Robert's wounds and tells him that he is now fully recovered. Robert then asks why Enzo and Gio didn't report him to the police, even though he had been shot. Enzo replies that he once asked Robert whether he was a good man or a bad one, and Robert had said he didn't know, and according to Enzo, only a good man would say something like that. After this, Robert packs his belongings and prepares to leave the city. At the same time, we see that Marco's men have burned down Angelo's shop, and Angelo is crying helplessly. Seeing this, Robert looks at Marco and decides that he will not leave this city anymore. The next day, all the people come together to rebuild Angelo's shop, while Gio checks the CCTV footage and notices a black car. He decides to track that car and take action against them. Meanwhile, Robert meets Amina at the cafe, where she invites him for dinner, and later we see both of them walking around the city together. The next day, at the cafe, Robert notices Emma secretly taking his photos. When he catches her, Emma understands that Robert is the man she has been looking for. She comes to him and asks if he killed all those people at the winery, but Robert replies that he is just an old man and does not have the strength to kill anyone. Emma then tells him to stay in the city and leaves. On the other side, Gio goes to pick up his daughter Gabriella from school, but he receives a call from Marco's man, who threatens to kill his daughter. When Gio asks the teacher, he finds out that someone pretending to be a police officer has already taken Gabriella. Hearing this, Gio goes straight to Marco's place, where Marco is sitting with his men. Marco beats Gio badly and threatens him. After that, Gio goes to Enzo for treatment, and Enzo tells him that all this has been done by gangsters. Now Robert decides to fight against the gangsters, so he starts practicing his fighting skills. During this, Emma comes to him and says she couldn't find anything about him and asks about Vincent, but Robert does not answer and Emma leaves. That same night, Gio goes out for dinner with his family. There, Marco and his men arrive. Marco tells Gio that from now on, he will work for him. At that moment, Marco notices Robert staring at him. This annoys Marco, and he threatens Robert. But Robert calmly replies that he should leave from here, otherwise he will give him such pain that he won't be able to handle it. Hearing this, Marco and his men start laughing. As Marco moves his hand toward Robert, Robert suddenly grabs it and twists it badly, leaving Marco in severe pain. Seeing this, Marco's men step in to help, but Robert warns Marco to tell his men to leave or he will kill him. In pain, Marco orders his men to go outside. Now, Robert tells Marco to place his gun on the table and leave as well. But because Marco was insulted in front of everyone, he decides to take revenge. He tells his men that first they will kill that old man, and then everyone sitting in the cafe. Just then, a car suddenly comes out of control and hits one of Marco's men, killing him. Moments later, Robert appears. It turns out he was behind it. Robert then kills Marco's second man as well. After that, Marco pulls out a knife and attacks Robert, but Robert overpowers him and stabs him multiple times, killing him on the spot. The next morning, the police find the dead bodies of Marco and his men, along with some drugs near them. Around the same time, a massive explosion occurs in Rome, and it is revealed that the money earned from drug trafficking was used to carry out this blast. Frank calls Emma and tells her to find the truth behind all this, since the case is connected to Lorenzo's winery. Emma then meets the police chief and gives him a file containing the names of several criminals she wants to question. The chief takes her to one of the criminals, who, after being questioned, reveals a location. The police raid that place and eliminate the people involved in the blast. Meanwhile, the police chief goes to meet Vincent, where everyone is mourning Marco's death. It is revealed that the chief is actually working for Vincent. He warns Vincent that the CIA is now in the city and advises him to lie low for some time. But Vincent doesn't like this at all. He says he is not afraid of anyone. When the chief insists, Vincent gets furious, cuts his wrist, and says that right now, his only goal is to find his brother's killer, and says that you will help me. Meanwhile, Robert calls Emma and warns her that the people she is looking for are very dangerous. After the call, as Emma reaches her car, it suddenly blasts, leaving her badly injured. Frank visits her in the hospital and tells her that he will find out the truth. On the other side, Vincent arrives in Sicily with his team. He captures Gio and brings him to the middle of a public square, shouting and asking who killed his brother. Hearing his voice, people start gathering. Vincent threatens that if the killer doesn't come forward, he will kill Gio. To scare everyone, he even fires a shot near Joe's ear. At that moment, Robert steps forward and says, "I killed your brother." He tells Vincent to kill him if he wants. Vincent replies that this is the perfect place to do it because he wants to teach everyone a lesson. He points his gun at Robert, but before he can shoot, Enzo arrives and fires a shot in the air. He tells Vincent that Robert is now part of their family and the whole city supports him. Because of this, Vincent is forced to leave, but before going, he warns that he will return and kill everyone. Later, Vincent starts planning to destroy the entire city. That night, he goes to sleep while his men guard the place. Suddenly, one of his men goes to check a car outside, but Robert kills him. He has come at night to eliminate Vincent's entire gang. Robert enters the house, turns off the lights, and silently kills 3 more of Vincent's men. Then he takes out the man monitoring the CCTV cameras. Meanwhile, a drop of blood falls on Vincent's head, waking him up. Suddenly, the glass ceiling above him shatters, and a dead body falls hanging down. Vincent realizes that someone is killing his men, and he becomes afraid. Carefully walking over broken glass, he reaches for his gun and steps out of the room. But before he can react, Robert attacks him and knocks him unconscious. When Vincent wakes up, he finds himself tied with wires. Robert tells him that he has only 6 minutes left to live because he has injected him with drugs, the same drugs Vincent sold to innocent people, which caused many deaths. Now Robert unties Vincent and tells him to run to the hospital if he wants to survive. Vincent immediately starts running while Robert follows him from behind. As soon as Vincent reaches outside, a car hits him, making his condition even worse, and within moments he dies. After that, Robert quietly leaves. Meanwhile, the police raid Vincent's hideouts and arrest everyone involved in the drug network. After this, we see Robert going to the hospital to meet Emma. Emma tells him that if it wasn't for him, she wouldn't be alive today, and she wants to thank him. Robert gives her a bag full of money and asks her to deliver it to an old man living in Boston. He explains that the money actually belongs to that man. His pension was stolen, and while tracing it, Robert found a winery. That's why he went there and killed the gangsters, then took the stolen money from the safe. Emma asks Robert who that old man is to him, and Robert replies that he has met him only once. After a few days, Emma goes to Boston and returns the money to the old man. The man becomes emotional and says that if he hadn't gotten this money back, he would have lost his house and his family would have been homeless. In the end, we see Emma at her office, where she receives a letter from Robert. Inside, it is her mother's diary, which reveals that Emma's parents were very close friends of Robert. Reading it makes Emma emotional but happy. On the other side, Robert decided to stay in this city. And with this, the story comes to an end.